Let's have a time out. And what better way to relax than with the return of that old arcade favourite, our Pinball Warrior Championship. Each robot has to score as many points as they can by attempting various challenges, from navigating obstacles, knocking down targets, and taking on the house robots. The harder the challenge, the more points awarded. The robot with the highest score at the end of the series will be crowned our Pinball Warrior Champion. Relaxing? You get more rest at a Meatloaf concert. Ah, well, let the trials begin.
And Craig, how do you score points on our giant pinball table? This is how. 5 for each of those barrels down, 15 points for going up and over the seesaw, 50 points for hitting that target. Mind you, Bash is in there, look, so watch out. There's our new multi-ball option. That's a surprise. More on that later. Here we go, another 75-point target. Dead Metal, no patrols. 25 points for opening this gate, going through. 50 points there, another target marshalled by Shunt. And the big Sphere of Doom, hit that into a pocket, you get 25 points and 5 points for each of those barrels. 10 robots will take on the pinball throughout the series. The first is Dominator from Cambridgeshire, 79 kilograms. Titanium tipped spikes there, the main weapons. Peter Halloway, Elliot Smart and Bruce Benson make up the team.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
I think they'll probably go for the barrels. First of all, they're easy points scored, you see. Now the seesaw option. Not great control. Needs a better run-up, really, to get up and over that seesaw. And I think the barrels are actually impeding the run-up to the seesaw. So Dominator decides not to take on the seesaw. It immediately runs into Bash. There, the paint-licking flame, and Killalot, who can patrol the whole of the pinball arena, is free to do so. And knocks into that barrel. Oh, look at that, it's released the multi-ball. Now that's 10 points for hitting the multi-ball, and for each of those balls which fly out and then go down into a pocket, it's an extra 5 points per ball. Magnificent stuff. And meanwhile, Dominator trying to edge towards that 50-point barrier in the top, but squeezed by Killalot and also by Dead Metal, and taking some punishment in there. And the balls can't be freed out. Damage has been caused, littering the pinball arena, but now taking on this target and getting points. 75 points there. The first contact was good for Dominator. Bounced off the target by Killalot. Oh, dear, dear, dear. Imagine having your rear end pinched by Killalot. Oh, there's a thought. Needs to get out of there, Dominator. To get quick points now. Trying to push through the car door gate to pick up 25 more points. It swings. Dominator trying to get to the 50 points. Couldn't get in there, and the house robots now exacting revenge. Dead Metal and also Shunt. Damage limitation exercise for the Dominator team after picking up good points. Not a bad run at all on the pinball. 160 points. That's a good score. They're the barrels early on. That's the crucial barrel. Release the multi-balls. Out they come. But in the end, the robots exacting revenge. Good score, I think. 160 points. And there it is, confirmed. Dominator, the first of our pinball entrants, 160 points. Crusader onto the pinball. 80 kilos in weight. The weapons, a shovel ram with stainless steel cutting blade. The team, Chris Williams, Dave O'Reilly and Harry Bahra.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Well, you presume Crusader will go straight for the barrels, yeah. That's at least 25 points on the board straight away. That's a little bit of control there, or was it dodging a flying barrel, trying to take a run up to the ramp? Not making the ramp, those barrels already down, Crusader. He can't score again. Ooh, there's Sergeant Bash waiting, 50 points gained though. That's a good charge onto the 50-point tyre. What's happened here though? I think Crusader's impaled itself on the tyre. Oh dear, that's a major shame. Deflating problems for the Crusader team. They've got to get away from that tyre. There's Sergeant Bash and Dead Metal are waiting. does eventually get away from the tyre. No point attacking the tyre. It's done nothing to you. Oh, well done. 10 points for the release of the multi-ball. Now, for each of those balls going down into a pit, that's another 5 points gain. Takes on Sergeant Bash at this stage. You want to get away from there. Look, that's a ball that's been literally tattered and mashed. Goodness me, Crusader nearly went into the pit. Driving insanely here. What's gone on? The lights are flickering on, but there's no one home in this team. Goodness me. That's terrible driving, boys. I don't think it's a very healthy score. Into the pit. Not a bad start. The barrels sent flying. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 barrels down. That's 25 points. Another 50 here, you see. But this is where they got impaled on the tyre. Releasing. The multi-ball gets another 10 points. The ball sent scattering. Ooh, and into the pit. And confirmation, only 90 points scored, way behind Dominator. Up, Eye of Newt. The main feature of the weapon, hardened nose cones. The main feature of the body shell, hardened nose cones. The main feature of the team, hardened nose cones. Andy Miller, Alan Morgan, and Richard Pearce, up to all sorts of devilry. Ooh, and witchcraft. One of them's disappeared. Eye of Newt, tongue of toad, wing of bat.
2, 1, activate.
Let's see if we can discover a spellbinding performance. 15 points, certainly on the board from the barrels being scattered. And another 5, and another 5. The spin of delight. Will they take on the ramp for 20 points? Killalot, by the way, has the freedom of the arena, can go anywhere. So you're not just trying to knock down obstacles and score points, you're trying to avoid the house robots as well. Sergeant Bash, Lick of Flame, they forgot to add that to their magical conundrum. Killalot manoeuvring itself to have another go here and block Eye of Newt. Will they try and score easy points with the barrels? They need to get moving here, time is ticking away. They need a magic wand up there, really, don't they? They need to disappear fast from Killalot, that's for certain. Use your disappearing act, boys. Not enough points being scored early on here. They need to get up and over that ramp, score 20 points. No, you see the ramp's being edged away now by Bash. They waited too long. This is too ponderous. Go on, get moving, get moving. There's 50 points available. Go on. Ah, bad steering. Bad steering. Eye of Newt. Blind as a bat, it would seem. Look, 50 points there scored. Well done. But time ticking away. And this isn't a particularly good score so far. Come on, one last dash towards the multi-ball. Oh, just missed. Time's going to beat them. It has. Oh, and Dead Metal showing them how it should have been done. Not a great score for the Wizards. Early on, looked promising, didn't it? The barrel scattered. That's a sort of routine start for a pinball entrant. 50 points, so they've done everything right, but slowly. And in the end, they missed the multi-ball. Time beat them. Not a good score. They'll be disappointed with that. And the judges have tallied it all up. It's 90 points scored. Well, they don't look too displeased. And it actually means now that they're joint second with Crusader, but a long way behind the leader. Dominator with 160. This is Six-Pack, the fourth contestant then. A front-lifting scoop, 2 wheelchair motor-driven, 78 kilos in weight, a heavyweight, with the Thought family at the controls, Andrew, Robert, and Peter.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Immediately heading for the barrels. That's par for the course. At least 10 points on the board. And another 20. Now, which direction? In comes Killalot. Got to spin away quickly. Avoid the pit, of course. Won't take the ramp option. We'll go for the multi-ball release. This is a good point scorer. Off the front of the car there. The multi-ball release. In comes Killalot and Matilda. So he won't go for that target, I think. Meanwhile, Bash was guarding the other target. Back for another barrel, perhaps. Steady scoring by Six-Pack. Again dodges the ramp, which is curious. Because I think he had a free run up over that ramp. Go on, get up over the ramp. Yes! 20 points. And that's the first robot to achieve the ramp in the Pinball Challenge. Look at this. That's good speed. Up and over. Can get up to 8 miles an hour, Six-Pack. Dodging the flames also. of the Sergeant and Matilda's tusks to get away eventually. I tell you, this is a very good run by Six-Pack here. Points here on the target. Go on, go on, go on! What an opportunity missed! The 75-point target was there to be had. And now Matilda comes in, and that's a glaring opportunity missed. Now they'll take on the 50-point target. Well, at least that's something. Just touch the target. 50 points scored. Well, they go for the door here, at the wrong side, really. Go on, go on, go on. 25 points from the open door. Well done. This is tremendous stuff. Very impressive. And Killalot knows it and comes in for revenge. Crushing Six-Pack onto the shell of Matilda. Talk about between a rock and a hard place, between Matilda and Killalot.
Cease.
But that was good stuff from Six-Pack. All the way through. Decisive steering, the barrels scattered. Then the multi-ball release. Ambitious up over the ramp. The first time we've seen that happen. The door opened, a bit of a bonus, really. I didn't think they were going to get that. But I make it 135 points, and that's a great score. Well done for the Six-Pack team. But look at the leaderboard. Still Dominator out in front with 160. That's great stuff. A Robot Wars veteran, quick at 16 miles an hour. The axe weapon shouldn't really be a factor here. The 83 kilos might be to push away Killalot. Now, in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, you'll see here that Killalot has the freedom of the arena to come out on the attack against John Reed and Dominic Parkinson.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Half of the course would be to take on the barrels. Half of the course would be to take on anything. To move. We've had activate, boys. Oh! A little bit slow, but anyway, we've got barrels tumbling. That's the main thing. Maybe it was a little bit of a tactic to suck Killalot in. On the barrels, dodging the target. There's the multi-ball release. That's another 10 points scored. Don't forget points for every one of those balls to go down into a pit. Spinning away here. Kilohertz madly, as if control is a bit of a problem. 25 points for the car door to be opened. Now where? Nothing but going in the corner. John Reed and Dominic Parkinson at the controls. And Shunt controlling Kilohertz and turning it up on its side. Disappointing this so far from the Kilohertz team. Very experienced at Robot Wars. And they know what it's like to feel the axe blade of Shunt. Ooh, very nearly, though. Shunt going into the pit itself. Now, Kilohertz away. What can it do? Ooh, dead metal awaits. If they can get back through that car door, they'd be into the freedom of the middle of the arena to score points, but they've been penned in here into the corner patrol zone.
Cease.
And that's a very disappointing run for Kilohertz. That really was the highlight, the multi-ball release. But apart from that, a sluggish start. Through the doors, yes, to score points, but much needed because the rest of the run was barren. And once the House Robots came in, Shunt in particular, well then Kilohertz, they knew they were in trouble. That's disappointing. The worst run so far, only 60 points on the board. Dominator still leading. What can Rocks do, the latest challengers? From that most prolific of roboteering families, the Sievers, its front lift is powered by fan motors and get up to 15 miles an hour, aluminium to keep the weight down.
Roboteers, stand by.
Colin and Carl Sievers at the controls.
2, 1. Activate.
Wearing shirts the same colour as their robot Rocks. Rocking and rolling. No, not quite. Cross of St George, proudly born atop, but come on, boys, it is now time to rock and roll. You won't get any points for taking on Killalot, but points scored nonetheless there. The barrels clatter and clang on the arena floor. Needs more speed. The barrels are already down. Well, one is standing. You might get another 5 points if you can topple that. But Killalot, you see, you've given him too much time to come in. Dodging the ramp. The target is down that way. Control seems to be a problem here. Meanwhile, Bash guards the tyre target, which would have got you 50 points. You're going to have to veer away from that now, Colin and Carl. Bash Ross is blocking one route, Killalot the other, so which way? Cheap points to be gained with the other barrels, that's a good decision, but, ooh, flipped up by the spike in the arena floor. Killalot closing, he's behind you! Down go more barrels. It's hardly a barrel of last for the Sievers family so far. Have they made the best of what they've got, I wonder? Which wasn't a great deal, let's be honest. Now I make that 35 points. Oh, disappointment for them. Rocks 2 confirmed, only 35. Dominator still top with 160. Until Oblivion 2, perhaps, built at Trinity School Croydon as a sponsored project, powered by 2 C5 motors with an electric axe as the weapon. Tom James at the controls. Soren and Sapphire Belendran with him.
3, 2, 1, activate.
I would think they'd go straight for the barrels and easy points. As you can see, 5 for each of the barrels tumble. Underneath to knock barrels skittling. That's a good tactic. Now down the arena wall, dodging the spikes. And impaled by those spikes now. Aiming at the 50-point target tyre, but that, you see, is guarded by Bash. Getting 50 points for nudging the tyre, but in comes Killalot, and Killalot has the freedom of the arena. And I think Oblivion 2 is out of this. They're immobilised. They've gone, and now they're just fodder for the house robots. Killalot, Dead Metal, and Oblivion 2. Well, what a disappointment. They were picking up points steadily, not spectacularly. The wheels are turning, but there's nothing in the motors, they know it. A shake of the head there from Tom James, very disappointed. Pushed towards the bricks, no points in that. In comes Killalot. Oh, in comes Bash! Oh, what Bash has done to Killalot! The flamethrower has caught Killalot's brain alight, it seems. Oh dear, oh dear.
Cease.
Well, Killalot on fire. What a turn up for the books that is. Someone's got to get into the arena and put Killalot out. He will not like being hot under the collar. Look at the grisly sight of Killalot. Brooding, angry. What have you done to me, he says. Oblivion 2. The barrels, at least 20 points there, and another 5. So it was steady. The tyre attacked. But it was around about now that the motors went. Killalot, Dead Metal, oh, and Bash, and Killalot on fire. That's splendid. And confirmation, 75 points for Oblivion 2. Dominator still in the lead. To Inquisitor Mark II. A lifting arm capable of hoisting 300 kilograms, 2 feet in the air. 4 electric motors involved here. They're the team. Keith and Michael Millard.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Heavyweight of a robot with the lifting arm zebra striped. But a tentative little nudge, and not even a barrel. Knocked down. Well, that's a terrible start. Every robot in Pinball has managed to knock barrels down. About 10, maybe 15 points scored, but now look, Killalot's in. Pushing Inquisitor back into the corner of the arena. Pinning it in there. Killalot knocks barrels down, they won't count. Inquisitor comes up and over the ramp. Now this will be point scored. Ooh, Killalot nudging it away. He's got to get up and over that ramp very quickly. On the spikes, this is a terrible run. Well, they've got a special little activating wheel which can raise the bodywork clear of the ground and the arena spikes. But not much power, it would seem. Top speed 6 miles an hour. 50 points scored, though, for the target. That's better. That'll count. Now which way for Inquisitor? Or not back at the target. You can't score the same target twice. And look at the house robots there. Killalot has the freedom of the whole arena in Pinball. They're trying to get the multi-ball release away. As soon as they touch that release, you'll see the balls come cascading out, just like that. So, more points on the board, another 10 for the multi-ball release. But Killalot pins in again. Time is ticking away. Matilda. Oh, this looks like fun. In underneath Matilda after the cease was called. Is that a pleasant experience? Well, I'm not too sure. Slow and steady scoring, and I make it 70 points. Notched up by the Inquisitor team. Middle of the road sort of a run for them. Trouble is, they didn't get going at the start, and they know how costly that mistake has now been. Still to come, Razor and Mortis later on in the series in pinball, but it's Dominator still at the top with 160 points. Simon Scott on the right, Vincent Blood in the middle, Ian Lewis on the left-hand side. We all know Razor, weighing in at 79.2 kilos. And they're that great crushing arm. And their main tactic, they tell us, to have fun.
Hey, let's make it fun.
1. Activate.
Brilliant. Got into the spirit of things, smashing, crashing into the barrels. Early points, at least 25, 30 picked up there, spinning away. In comes Killalot now. Killalot has the freedom of the arena here. Bash, don't forget, is guarding a target, a 50-point target. Razor bumps Bash, bounces off. Maybe wiser to get 20 points by going up the ramp. Very few have tried that. Trying to get round the back of Bash. 50 points scored there by Razor. This is a good run early on, you know. There's Simon Scott at the control. His hero's the late actor and comedian John Candy. You'll remember him. Now to try and score 75 points. And this is an interesting tactic. You haven't seen this before. Missing out the multi-ball challenge completely and going over to another target to get easy points scored. Can't go back to that target. Now the multi-ball release. That's another 10 then. This is a very good run. And Dominator, at long last, could be challenged here. Intelligent driving. The sphere's in the pit. I didn't see that earlier on. The barrel's knocked down as well. This is a splendid run by Razor. Barrel into the pit. That's a nice touch. You won't get anything for the bricks, except consternation from the people who put the arena together again. Now the car door swings. They've virtually completed the whole arena here. What a marvellous run by Razor. That's splendid. They loved it. So did the crowd. Even the dead metal fans did, I should think. Oh, dear. Old Egghead. Driving magnificently. New leaders, Razor, 210 points. That's phenomenal in the Pinball Challenge. Wonderful. Six-pack, but Mortis can kill off even Razor if it runs true to pedigree, with that axe and lifting arm, and quite heavy too, to dodge the house robots. The Mortis team of Rob Knight, Arthur Chilcott and Benjamin Gordon. Rob, Arthur, veterans of Robot Wars. Arthur in the middle. Rob Knight at the controls.
Stand by.
Most sophisticated controls we've seen in Robot Wars, really.
1. Activate.
Mortis, really hungry to get out on the attack. And taking those barrels first. Well, this is an unusual route, an unusual tactic, and the sphere goes down too. Good point scored early on. Mortis needs to get out beyond the barrels, changing direction to try and dodge Killalot, veering away from the barrels. Needs to get up and over that ramp, I would think. No, deciding to go for the multi-ball release instead, using the axe just for a final blow. No targets hit. 50 points for each target. On the side wall, 75 points for the target down the bottom of the arena. More barrels here. Now up and over the ramp. This is a very, very unusual route. I don't think that'll count. They didn't complete the ramp. Taking on Killalot, that won't score you anything. Get you in trouble, I should think. Killalot has the freedom here of the whole arena. But as we speak, Razor's still looking good here, I think. Mortis, time is ticking down on you to close on that huge 210 points scored by Razor. Would he go up and over the ramp again? They've lost their way here, Mortis, after that bright opening through the car door. More points to be scored, but if they back too far in, they nearly went into the pit. They've got themselves between a rock and a hard place here. Mortis trying to get traction with the great tank tracks. Now edging towards the door. But Rob's got himself into a real pickle here. There's a brick underneath Mortis as well. Oh, came to an end prematurely, really. Good run from them, but not good enough. They enjoyed it. Opening gambit saw them take on the barrels in the top right corner of the arena. The sphere trundles its way towards a pit there in the top left of your picture. Then the multi-ball release, more points scored there. Against the barrels in the other corner of the arena, but only 60 points scored for Mortis. Big disappointment for them, down towards the bottom. Razor, though, with 210 points. Worthy champions. A brilliant run from a splendidly entertaining team. Simon Scott on the right, Vincent Blood in the middle, Ian Lewis on the left-hand side. And Razor, the Pinball Warrior Challenge champions, deservedly so.
Now